This is an overview of InStream, the powerful, intelligent document processing platform. Here, we are specifically covering what the software has to offer you and your accounts payable department. We will provide a high-level account of how you can use InStream to manage the entire invoice journey, from receiving invoices at the beginning of the workstream through to delivering those invoices to your end finance system and triggering the particular actions needed in between to complete the specific accounts payable process for your organization. Inbound invoices received. The first step is for InStream to receive an inbound invoice. Inbound documents can be from any source. They can be from emails, and we can set up an email address for documents for invoices to be sent to. They can be from an SFTP site that we can host, or they could be hosted by your own organization. Or they can be sent to InStream directly through the platform's API. Preparing documents. Once the file has been received, the next step in the process is for InStream to prepare the documents. For example, when an email arrives, your process may require the splitting off of any attachments from the email into individual documents, in this case invoices, that need to be processed through the workstream. The documents can be in any format, such as PDF, scanned document types, any Microsoft Office document formats including Excel and Word, or any image format such as JPEG, PNG, or TIFF files. During the preparation stage, InStream converts all your incoming invoices into standard PDF format so that they can be read and displayed at any point during the document's journey through the InStream workflow system. InStream utilizes optical character recognition, OCR for short, as part of the preparation step. OCR is the method of extracting all the characters and words as raw text from every document that it is processing. Understanding meaning and intent. Now InStream moves to understand the meaning, intent, and type of the document. For an AP process, this may be telling the difference between an invoice, a credit note, a statement, or potentially any whitemail that is attached to the document that InStream receives. Once InStream understands the meaning and intent of the document that's been received, it can then move on to extract the data from the document. Extracting data. InStream is carefully configured to extract the relevant data from each document type. When InStream receives an invoice, it will have data such as the invoice number, supplier, invoice date, and monetary values on the document. With a document such as a statement, you may want InStream to look at extracting all of the invoice numbers that are on the document, date of the statement, supplier, and any other relevant data points. Invoice handling. Validating, verifying, and enriching. Once InStream has extracted the data from the document, it moves on for validation, verification, and enrichment. It is here that InStream will learn and build confidence. It will check it has extracted the correct data by comparing with other previously provided data sources. This can be master reference data sources you have provided for InStream to access, as well as external data sources such as your CRM, warehouse management, or finance systems. InStream relies upon the business rules we define with you up front. For example, your business rules will differ for your PO invoices compared with your non-PO invoices. InStream can also check to make sure there are sufficient funds available on the purchase order in question before processing for payment. Within your business rules, InStream can be configured to handle a whole range of other invoice management processes, such as duplication check-in, fraud checks, currency detection, statement reconciliation, sales tax calculations, and much more. As standard, InStream will validate data extracted from documents. In the case of AP, these are checks such as the net amount plus the sales tax amount equals the gross amount, or the sum of all line items equals the net amount. InStream will of course also validate the invoice by cross-referencing PO numbers and delivery notes for your three-way matching processes. Human in the loop and straight-through processing. Underpinning InStream's understanding, we have a human-in-the-loop process known as indexing that provides supervised machine learning. This means that if InStream is not suitably confident of the data that has been extracted, it needs further teaching before processing the document. The invoice in question will automatically be sent to your designated human operators queue for manual indexing. This is where the power of machine learning kicks in. InStream will learn from humans so that the system is ready to process similar data automatically next time round. A great example of supervised machine learning for accounts payable is invoice dates, which can appear in all sorts of obscure places. InStream knows this can vary from supplier to supplier. Once a human-in-the-loop operator has taught the system, by clicking and confirming where the date is on the invoice, InStream knows where to look next time an invoice arrives from this supplier. Also, to avoid confusion, InStream standardizes date formats to accommodate global date variations. InStream learns cost center allocation in a similar way, as well as a broad range of other patterns that tie in with your business rules for accurate, automatic invoice management. AI-driven learning executed in this way removes the need for upfront templating. This means InStream can cope with changing formats and new suppliers without the need for cumbersome template changes. This is one of the many benefits of InStream that makes it stand out from other AP automation systems. This is how InStream builds high confidence, so that complete automation via STP or straight-through processing can be achieved. Delivery to finance and trigger actions. Once confidence is high that the data extracted is correct, the platform will be in a position to deliver it as an output file to your end finance system for payment. Before this though, InStream may need to trigger a range of actions depending on your business rules. InStream can trigger your approvals process. This can include what happens when an invoice value is over a particular amount. Your people are given the opportunity to approve or reject the invoice, and it can go to a second or third level of approval if required. Business rule configuration often includes return to vendor capabilities and query handling. InStream will email out requests or statements from your operators and take the responses back into the manual indexing queue for further InStream learning. Only when your approval parameters have been met will InStream progress the invoice to your finance system for payment. Archive. Documents are archived for you in a secure and searchable repository within InStream. You can use this for lookup, but also to automatically apply retention rules if you wish, to help your organization comply with global data protection regulations. InStream provides insight across the whole system via reporting and dashboards, so that you can use your accounts payable performance data to inform any process improvements required and operational change. InStream is a secure, cloud-deployed, managed service that can handle multiple languages and any currency. It can reduce average invoice handling time by 75%, improve AP accuracy, enable growth, reduce risk, and help you attract and retain valuable talent. To discuss your accounts payable intelligent automation needs and to learn more about InStream, please contact Celoton at hello@celoton.com.